Hi, you're listening to the My Body, My Story podcast.
Love the woman in the mirror. It's so hard with all of the social media and images and everything else that's out there. It's sort of like just loving who you are and being true to yourself.
This is the 45 over 45 chapter, where we celebrate rule breakers and role models, the women who inspire us to live life our way and to show their sensuality, beauty, soul, and true essence. Here we talk about what it's like to be 45 plus, adjusting to the changes that come with time, and we'll listen to the stories of our participants. If you have an interesting story to share, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us on info@alexandrawalker.com, and that's Alexandra spelled with a KS, or visit our website alexandrawalker.com.
Hi Dawn, welcome to our studio and welcome to the project My Body, My Story. And while you're sitting in the makeup chair and Chitra is doing makeup for you, I'll be asking you a few questions. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I probably have three parts to my life. I was born in England and we left England when I was 14, had an amazing childhood there. Came to Sydney in Australia and basically studied, worked, travelled, partied and got married and divorced. And I did that for 24 years and then in 96 moved up to the Central Coast, beautiful Central Coast of New South Wales, and lived in Avoca. I had an 18-month-old and my husband and I then had another son, and basically we had the beautiful seaside village, sort of upbringing. The kids had an amazing upbringing and brought the kids up. So I basically lived there for about 25 years now. And in terms of my work, I started off as a legal secretary when I was 16. And then I wanted to do something different when I was 30. So I wanted to do marketing, but nobody would take me on as a marketing person after working in legal. So I worked with KPMG, Pete Mullock, for about 5 years. Studied and learnt, got my, it was an advanced certificate then in those days. And worked in marketing for international corporations and just loved it, loved the career lifestyle, the Sydney lifestyle. But of course, when you have kids, everything changes. And
yes.
So I basically worked for myself in marketing. I had a retail outlet. I worked in hospitality a lot for different marketing manager for a number of different hotels and resorts and racing club, and just loved doing that. But I've been a bit left behind with the social media side. So I've decided not to continue with marketing and I'm looking at new avenues. So I'm looking for new challenges and I'll talk about that a bit later. But one of the things I actually love doing is I bought a camper van just before COVID and I love travelling. And I like travelling on my own, like going up and down the coast, going up to Queensland, down to Melbourne, finding new places and meeting people.
Oh God, you're not afraid to do it on your own?
No, not at all. I'm a calculated risk taker.
Okay.
It's I really look out for myself. I'm always aware of what's happening. I actually didn't get my driver's license until I was 35. So I had caught public transport basically my whole younger life, so I'm very aware of what's around me. So yeah.
Okay, and what are you most passionate about?
I was very close to my mum and dad. They'd actually moved up to the Central Coast a couple of years before I moved up there, and they had a lot to do with my kids. And in their early 80s, they were both diagnosed with dementia and went into a nursing home. I spent lots and lots of time with them and sort of took them out and did as much as I could with them. But their stories were lost, you know, sort of it's just heartbreaking that, you know, they didn't even remember their own brother and sister. And so what I'm passionate about now, and it's my new challenge and my new direction, is recording people's life stories on video.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. So how do you do it? It's like a project you have, or?
Yeah, well, I had actually booked videography courses, editing and production, but they were all canned during lockdown, so it's been delayed slightly. But so I'm training myself in that. So I've basically got all the background stuff done. So I will go and interview people. So I'll send them a questionnaire. They will basically what stories that they have, what they'd like to talk about, and then I'll basically do an interview. And,
what an interesting project.
Yeah. And then they'll be able to also send messages to, you know, do video messages to their loved ones. So it's a nice, after having done my mum and dad passed in the last 3 months, both of them passed, and doing 2 lots of eulogies makes you realise how important all of that is.
And if someone wants to learn more about the project, do you have any website or how they can find it?
No, I'm not that advanced yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, so with mum and dad passing, it's sort of few things got put on hold. But I'm feeling really good now, and I'm ready to take up the challenge. So, yeah.
Okay. And talking about challenges, everyone knows that with age we change. What is the biggest challenge you're experiencing now?
Probably medical is the first one, because when I turned 60, I basically got glandular fever the next month. And so I find tiredness, I've always been very busy and active, and I found the tiredness a very hard thing to deal with. And that's not really age, but, and the other challenge was getting a little bit left behind career-wise, in taking sort of like with the marketing and the social media, and not having sort of being active in maintaining social media. It's been very hard to actually sort of like continue with a marketing role. So, but I'm looking forward to looking ahead.
What are the positive changes with age you notice?
Confidence and loving yourself and backing yourself. I think, you know, there was I read something recently about an old guy talking to his son. He said, you know, like, my last words to you are, you know, love well, laugh often, and have courage. And I love that.
And what is your greatest accomplishment so far?
I'd have to say my family. I have 2 grown boys, and they're beautiful, kind, honest young men, and you know, I think that's probably the best accomplishment. And also having the honour to be able to look after my parents, you know, when they needed it.
If you could go back in time and meet your 30-year-old self, what advice would you give her?
Trust yourself, trust your instincts, be courageous, love well, enjoy your life.
And what advice would you give younger women who will eventually undergo these age changes?
I think there's love the woman in the mirror. It's so hard with all of the social media and images and everything else that's out there. It's sort of like just loving who you are and being true to yourself. I would say about trust your instinct, but I think that comes with age. That's something that you learn. Yeah. It's but you know, as I said before, love well, laugh lots.
You mentioned that the influence of social media, and do you think that idea of perfect body image comes from social media, or where do you think it comes from?
It's been around forever, hasn't it? Like it's the, it was on TV and on the tabloids and, doctored photographic images, and now social media. It's just got a quicker and faster audience with social media. But I think if you have a great solid upbringing, like my parents always taught me that it was about being a good person and be healthy and look after yourself, but don't get tied up in the image of what you look like. It's who you are, not what you look like. It makes you feel good and it gives you confidence, but it's not who you are.
So you think it's important that when your family, your parents, they make sure that you don't fall for this external perfect body.
Yeah, they were very
image
real.
Ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, they were very real, and they taught us to be the same.
So, what does it mean to you feeling good and looking good? What comes first?
Feeling good is, I meditate every morning. I go to the beach and I see the sunrise. I get up at 5 o'clock every morning and I go to the beach. I read, I journal, and I meditating is amazing, and I just love it. And then looking good comes from that, from feeling good.
And what makes you feel the most beautiful?
Well, apart from going to a day spa and having a wardrobe and outfit and having your makeup done, apart from all of that, but spiritually, just meditating and just meditating on a beach with the sun rising and the warmth on your face, it just makes you feel amazing.
And do you have any favorite quote about being a woman?
Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. It's Oprah.
Oh, wow. I love that. Yeah, very powerful. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and sharing your story. And I hope you will feel like a queen today. And you will enjoy your photo shoot. And welcome to the project.
Thank you.
If you have an interesting story to share, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us on info@alexandrawalker.com, and that's Alexandra spelled with a KS, or visit our website alexandrawalker.com.